Next week, Vice President Joe Biden is expected to hold a gun control event that will likely reignite the national debate on guns. And this next story could definitely add fuel to that fire. This is about this high-tech gun that turns any beginner into an expert sniper. And it's not just on the horizon, it's on the market.
Good form. Wow. Really good form, man.
You just heard this is a precision rifle made by a Texas company called Tracking Point. The firearm costs a pretty penny, $27,500. It allows a person to hit a target 10 football fields away. And just to prove it can be done, Aaron Smith from our CNN Money Unit pulled the trigger himself. Watch this.
Squad.
So how easy is it, really?
The guys at Tracking Point say they've got a smart scope that does most of the work. We're at a shooting range in Liberty Hill, Texas, and I'm going to try and hit a target that's 1,000 yards away.
That's 10 football fields. It's a long way down there. If we're streaming now, you can see, if I lift the gun up, you can see what we're seeing right there. I want you to find the 250-yard mark.
My hands aren't nearly as steady as I thought they would be. Is that 1,000?
That's 1,000. Now I want you to shoot the target. They're on the far left. Good tag, solid tag. All right. Let her rip. Squeeze and hold, move it into the...
3 hits. The Tracking Point guys judged the wind for me. The technology to call wind speeds isn't there just yet, but the scope did the rest.
I had never shot at anything that far away, and I don't think it would be possible without using a scope like this.
But it made us think, if I could hit the target so easily, who else might want to use a technology like this? It basically turns your average Joe into a sniper. And some people might want to do more than shoot wildlife.
Well done.
The Department of Homeland Security would not comment on concerns about this technology falling into the wrong hands. Neither would the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, because they don't regulate scopes, just guns. While anybody buying this gun new would have to clear a background check, after the initial sale, under federal law, the gun owner can legally sell this technology to anybody without regulation or record.
Nice.
Aaron Smith, CNN Money, Austin, Texas.
Joining me now, the CEO of Tracking Point, Jason Schabel. Also with us, Josh Horwitz, Executive Director of the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. Gentlemen, welcome. Jason, I want to just begin with you first. I've read all about this gun. I understand your company is on track to sell 500 of these guns this year. Tell me who's buying them.
Well, normally we have sportsmen and long-range target shooters who are buying them, guys who want to go on safari, guys who have ranches and have, coyote or feral hog issues. So we've seen a wide diversity in our initial user base for sporting purposes.
Josh, you hear that? It's for sporting purposes. Does it still make you nervous?
Yeah, well, look, I want to commend Jason on the great use of technology. I just think the industry has been completely innovating for lethality, and this is one more example. And I wish they would innovate for safety a little more. We just saw recently a 4-year-old shoot his father, who was in law enforcement, by accident. I'd love to see some of this technology used to make safer, smarter, more protective firearms. What is the safety, Jason? I read about a password-protected scope. Tell me about that.
So, from a proliferation perspective, every owner, when they store their firearm, has the option to enter into a 4-digit passcode, much like they would do on their phone if they don't want their phone to be used by someone else. So what it does is it locks out the advanced functionality. It's an option we give the user when he stores the firearm to make sure that that advanced technology, if a gun is stolen or somehow taken out of safe storage, cannot be used for purposes for which it was not intended.
Here's one question. This is an argument we've heard pop up before, and as a, the issue of why should rifles like these end up somewhere beyond the battlefield? You are a former Marine captain. I read that your right hand is partially paralyzed because you were hit by a AK-47 in Iraq. You've lost friends. What are your concerns? Do you have concerns about this rifle?
I mean, I don't. This rifle has a wide market. I mean, between a third and a half of Americans own close to 300 million firearms. We have done nothing different to this firearm other than enhance its ability to be more effective and to change the shooting experience through streaming video, through allowing the guy to download his recorded videos. And we have been talking with different government agencies and law enforcement agencies, but But I mean, under the Second Amendment, this is no different than any other bolt-action hunting rifle that someone else owns for hunting and sporting purposes, or that a police department would own for its own purposes. All we've done is use technology to make it more effective and to increase, basically enhance the shooter's experience when using that firing system.
Josh, 30 seconds. I want you to get the final word in. Final question, if you have one.
When you say more effective, that means more lethal. That means more killing ability. That means taking the average criminal and make him into a trained sniper. If there's innovation to be done, let's use that innovation to make firearms safer and protect users and the general public.
Jason Schaubel and Josh Horowitz, thank you both.